What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
LeBron James has been playing very well since turning age 40. But even more than that, LeBron James has been playing extremely well since acquiring Luka Doncic in the trade for Anthony Davis. He's much more active offensively and defensively. He has some extra pep in his step, playing much more energized, playing with much more intensity, playing harder defensively, crashing the boards harder, boxing out harder, just across the board. LeBron James has been playing more like a man possessed than he was previously since Luka came. Some might say it's because his feet are to the fire now that Luka's on the team, the better basketball player. He wants to show people that he's still the alpha on the team or the undisputed leader on the team. Could be a lot of things. Could be a combination of things. But I also have heard other people say, LeBron people, I heard Wendy say this, Brian Windhurst say, after he noticed LeBron James' new commitment to effort since the trade. Wendy said it's probably because he feels like the Lakers actually have a chance now. So he's playing differently. He's playing more possessed. He's playing more energized. He's playing defense again. And I want to talk about that point. If that is indeed the case, which I think that has something to do with it. I think that's at a minimum 50% of the reason. And you're wondering, why am I upset about that? I'll tell you why. That's alarming. You're telling me that LeBron James has not been giving it his all because he didn't believe the Lakers had a chance as previously constructed. Well, maybe if LeBron James played more like a man possessed, maybe if LeBron James gave a damn about playing defense when Anthony Davis was on the team, maybe if he was crashing the boards harder, providing more energy, being a better leader, then maybe they would have had a chance. But they weren't getting this version of LeBron with Anthony Davis. He was getting his numbers. He always gets his numbers, especially in today's league. But there is a clear difference from what you're seeing pre- and post-trade LeBron James. So I tell people, you got to watch. You need that eye test too, baby. You need that eye test too. That's crazy to me. To be a player of LeBron James' stature, of his caliber, of his legacy, to not be playing your hardest because you didn't believe they had a chance. Well, you're not giving them a goddamn chance because you're not giving it your all. That's crazy to me. It's wild. And to me, that's unbecoming of an all-time great, which LeBron James is. But Lord Jesus, really? You see, LeBron James has this talent or this ability to always fill up the box score, even without giving maximum effort. Shaq was kind of the same way, but Shaq wasn't a stat padder. LeBron James actively tries to stat pad. Shaq wasn't that. But with Shaq, his points and rebounds were always going to be there just because of his dominance, regardless to how hard he tried. So because of this knack LeBron James has for always filling up the box scores, you're not going to really understand the nuances of everything unless you watch the games and pay attention to see what the hell is really going on. Is this a stat padding effort? Is this a legitimate 100% effort? Is this a lackadaisical effort? What kind of effort are we getting? Are these empty stats? Are these meaningful stats? Now, one thing I said after the Luka trade, you can go back and watch my video on it. I said it. I said, if the Lakers as a unit can buy in defensively, they may be able to cover up a lot of the holes they have without Anthony Davis and actually be a good defensive team, because defense is mostly effort and a wantingness to play. And also understanding rotations, but a lot of it is effort. I said that. And the Lakers are putting forth an effort defensively. And I think one of the big reasons for that is LeBron James's new commitment to playing defense. And everybody's following in line, following LeBron, because he is setting the standard. But where was this before? Huh? Anthony Davis was the best player on the team, but Anthony Davis, to me, lacks a lot of good leadership skills. I don't think LeBron James is the best leader ever, but he's a better leader than Anthony Davis, I'll tell you that much. When people see one of their leaders, one of their top dogs being committed to the defensive end, it trickles down. It's infectious to the rest of the team. That's one reason Jason Kidd would be frustrated with Luka Doncic when he wouldn't play defense, because he understood how important that was. Whether Luka was going to be great at it or not, just the effort needed to be shown. That bothers me. And I've always said, you can go back to previous content I put out, I don't think it's that LeBron James can't play defense anymore. He chooses not to. And if it's an energy thing, he can allocate how he expends his energy. How much of it's going to defense? How much of it's going to offense? When you're not the best player on the team, when you're not the best offensive option, when Anthony Davis is and Luka is, well then you should be more committed to the defensive end and let those guys carry more of the offense. But he can't do that. Ego. He wants the stats. I think it's a legitimate critique. It's a legitimate demerit. But the media, they won't talk about that. They never do. In their opinion, he is the best player in the history of the league. He has the highest basketball IQ. He's the best passer of all time. He's the best offensive option all time. He's the best everything of all time, according to them. They can't legitimately critique this guy. Every once in a while, one of these guys will go off course, go off rails, and give a critique on LeBron James. A not so good one. They probably missed that clutch check that week, but they'll get back on course. They always do. I never had to worry about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Larry Bird, these kinds of guys, Hakeem Olajuwon. These kinds of guys gave it 100% of the effort, as much as they possibly could, on both ends of the floor every single night at varying levels. I never had to question their effort on a night-to-night basis. No player's perfect. People have bad games here and there. Sometimes players have mental lapses here and there. But they were known 99.9% of the time to come through and never cheat the game, never cheat the effort. Lay it all out on the floor, so that when you leave that court, whether you win or you lost, you never knew it wasn't for lack of effort. That was never a question. Maybe a lack of execution, maybe a bad shooting night, but it was never for a lack of effort and a wantingness to win and having that drive when you were on that court. I can't say the same thing for LeBron. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, he's the only player of his caliber, an all-time great, where I see he goes to the bench and checks his numbers, checks his box score. I'm not making this up. What are we playing for? Had he played like this when they had Anthony Davis, they probably would have already been a 2 or 3 seed around this time or prior to this time. That doesn't sit well with me. And you can sit here and say, oh, no matter what, you'll never be happy. This guy can do nothing good in your eyes. That's not true. Shut the hell up. I give him credit. He is playing great, but damn, where was this before? That's my point. Now because you got Luka, you think you got a chance and you're going to play harder? When you had it in you the whole time? But you decided not to? Because you were sappy and soggy? Weren't happy with the personnel? 2005-2006 NBA season. Kobe Bryant was running around with Smush Parker, Kwame Brown, Lamar Odom before he got comfortable with the team after Pau Gasol got on the squad. Vladimir Radmanovic, Sasha Vujacic, Chris Mim, Brian Cook. He was running around with these guys in the Western Conference. A thick Western Conference at that. And he was giving his maximum effort every game. Now, if Kobe Bryant was like, man, I ain't got a chance with this team, I'm not going to give it my all, they wouldn't even make the playoffs. Hell, him giving it his all, leaving it all out on the floor. 40-point games, 50-point games, 60-point games, 80-point game. They still only managed the 7th seed in that conference. The mentality, man, the mentality is different, and I can't get with it. Numbers be damned, this is why LeBron James isn't higher on my all-time list. It's the intangibles. It's the other things that don't show up in the box score that I'm witnessing. I'm witnessing that the blind witnesses decide not to witness. I guess I took that from Skip Bayless. What's going on with me? Blind witness. Using Skip Bayless quotes. God damn. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about it, man. Pop off, sound off in the comment section. Let me know, agree or disagree. And I catch you on the next one. Appreciate you. We out, baby.